become the energy capital of the world. We're going to pay down our debt, and we're going to reduce your taxes still further.
Right now at 10, Donald Trump in La Crosse for a town hall. The promises he's making on reproductive care and the economy.
And before Trump Force One touched the tarmac, local Democrats decrying the president's policies.
Plus, damaging winds and torrential rain make their way through the region. Greg will have a breakdown of tonight's severe weather.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Former President Donald Trump filled the La Crosse Center tonight for a town hall. News
8 Now's Allison Fergott was inside the La Crosse Center. She joins us live in studio with a full breakdown. Allison.
Ken and Emily, Trump focused mainly on the issues that he and Republicans see as winners for them: immigration, inflation, and national security. But he also hit on an issue that Democrats have been attacking him over: IVF. Recently, Democrats have said GOP-backed restrictions on abortion access could also lead to limits on fertilization treatments like IVF. After taking the stage, Trump fielded a question from former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, who spoke about her own experience with the treatments. During his response, Trump made a big promise about the future of IVF.
For people that are using IVF, which is fertilization, the government is going to pay for it, or we're going to get or mandate your insurance company to pay for it.
Trump also emphasized the need to make our country stronger and more respected. He says that can be achieved through increased border security and tougher leadership. Trump said Russia's invasion of Ukraine would have never happened under him because he has a good relationship with Vladimir Putin. An audience member asked about how Trump will make sure there's never a terrorist attack on American soil again. And Trump said it's by returning the country to how it was under his leadership.
We have to bring back that level of respect, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we're not letting the wrong people into our country.
Trump also hit on Minnesota Governor and Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, criticizing the policies he's put in place. Trump falsely claimed that in Minnesota, a baby can be executed days after it's born. There is nothing to support that claim, and late-term abortions are exceedingly rare in the state. After tonight's town hall, we met up with Wisconsin Congressman Derek Van Orden. He says Trump's town hall hit on all the issues impacting everyday Wisconsinites, and that Trump provided a path forward to lower inflation.
People want to hear how that's going to be fixed. They don't want to hear platitudes about joy. They want to hear very hardcore, serious policy things that President Trump is going to do, and he delivered tonight again.
Tonight, Trump said he would increase the nation's energy production in order to keep prices down. Spokespeople with the Republican Party estimated around 7,500 people were in the center to hear Trump speak, and even more were supporting him outside. Notably, this was Trump's first time in the Badger State since the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Ken and Emily?
That IVF claim, especially somewhat of a break from Republicans tonight, because back in June, nearly every Senate Republican blocked a bill that would have expanded IVF access through insurance. Allison Fergott live in studio for that breakdown.
Trump supporters weren't the only ones making their opinions heard today during his visit. Pockets of anti-Trump protesters gathered around downtown throughout the day. Many Trump supporters were yelling towards protesters, asking why were they there. Some protesters in response said Trump doesn't care about veterans, only himself.
Our democracy, he wants to make it into a dictatorship. And people don't believe it.
A large police presence on the scene helped keep protests peaceful throughout the evening.
And before Trump took the stage, local and regional Democrats were arguing their candidate is a better alternative. Local farmer Dylan Bruce joined La Crosse Assemblywoman Jill Billings, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, and Minnesota Senator Tina Smith in La Crosse. They argue Trump's tariff proposals on imports will cost middle-class families an extra $4,000 a year, while large corporations will be the only ones seeing tax relief under Trump.
And he'll redo his tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy and institute trade policies that will be at the expense of farmers and our rural communities.
Now, Trump's plan to extend his 2017 tax cuts would add about $6 trillion to the national deficit over 10 years. That's according to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, participated in an interview on CNN this evening. It's the duo's first major interview since becoming the Democratic nominees. When asked about policy shifts on issues like fracking and immigration, Harris said that her values have not yet changed.
I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws.
In the interview, Harris also said she would name a Republican to serve in her cabinet if she's elected.
Yeah, the severe threat continues overnight. It's really transitioning from a damaging wind to heavy rainfall, flash flooding issue, which we've already seen in Winona, and actually getting some of that urban type flooding in La Crosse too. And that's really going to be as we shift south of I-90 and east of I-94. That'll be until about 1 a.m. Areas to the west, pretty much you'll see showers and thunderstorms continuing off and on, but it won't be anything severe right now. There's your rainfall. If you look at the purple, we're looking at about 1.5 inches. Red, as it gets darker, we're looking at 2.5. And Winona, there's been reports of over 4 inches, and that's why they do have a flash flood warning out into effect right now. Rain rates with this have been approaching 1 inch, almost 2 inches. So definitely this line is something to watch for. Right now, there's your flash flood warning for Winona until 11:15 p.m. there. As we zoom out, the line is pushing into southwest Wisconsin, Viroqua, Crawford County, and eventually Richland County. That is heavy rain, really is the biggest threat. We still could see some gusty winds over 40 to 50, but the rains could pile up to 2 to 3 inches, and that could see a flash flood issue going on, continuing throughout the night. Rainfall will continue beyond that as we look to the west, but it should kind of lighten up. So later on, we'll kind of break down when this all ends eventually. The better conditions coming for Friday, and I wouldn't say almost near perfect conditions, but pretty close for Labor Day weekend.
Well, that sounds nice.
Sure does. Thank you, Greg. Well, 2 Wisconsinites have died from West Nile virus, marking the first fatalities in the state this year. The Department of Health Services also reports a 3rd person is hospitalized with the virus. Cases came out of Outagamie, Fond du Lac, and Brown counties. All 3 were over the age of 50 and had underlying risk factors. Health officials warn the virus can affect all ages and urge everyone to protect themselves from mosquito bites, as the virus has a history of being unpredictable.
We have seen the first few cases in people reported from these northeastern counties. That is not the case necessarily in previous years. West Nile, like I said, can be very sporadic. We've absolutely seen cases pop up all around the state.
And then from there, they get sorted.
West Nile has also been detected in animals and blood donors across Wisconsin.
University of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman and UWL Chancellor James Beebe detailed the Universities of Wisconsin 2025 through 27 budget request. Rothman pointed out the state of Wisconsin ranks 43rd in public support, below fellow Midwest states like Illinois, Michigan, and Iowa. With an increased budget, the Wisconsin universities will have resources to create opportunities for student success services and invest in innovation projects like a new artificial intelligence hub. An increased budget will also extend the Wisconsin tuition promise to students from families with up to $71,000 in adjusted gross incomes.
Local counties are participating in a first-of-its-kind exercise on crisis recovery. Bright Horizons is a 4-week emergency management exercise course through Wisconsin Emergency Management. Vernon and Jackson County agencies have joined the program to collaborate on ways to better serve their communities that go through a disaster. This week's exercise as part of the program is about severe flooding recovery. Vernon County's Director of Emergency Management says this program will help their local agencies become better prepared to have resources in place when communities need them the most.
We've seen a lot of flooding here. Just with the terrain that we have here in our county, there's a lot of people that are accustomed to it, so to speak. And neighbors help neighbors, but we want to be able to have other resources available there too.
Around 250 participants are involved in the 4-week program.
Labor Day travel costs take a dip.
But the busy weekend is still expected to come with some dilemmas. We'll tell you what to prepare for after this.
The Labor Day doorbuster deals Friday through Monday at Slumberland Furniture. up to 60% off list. Get this comfy new sectional for just $9.97 and get the ottoman free. A free recliner with the reclining sofa, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
I'm exhausted. Shopping for a mattress is just so confusing.
Sounds like mattress shopophobia. At Slumberland, our sleep counselors are here to help you find the best mattress without any pressure.
But awesome pressure relief.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
It's almost Labor Day weekend, and people who are hitting the road can expect a mixed bag. Travel conditions are favorable for Americans trying to save a buck as prices are down for the holiday weekend.
But the Transportation Security Administration is preparing for its busiest Labor Day travel period on record across U.S. airports. And to complicate things even further, one major U.S. airport is still recovering from a cyber attack. Sherelle Hubbard details what travelers need to know before heading out.
Whether traveling by air or by car, millions of Americans have something to celebrate this holiday weekend: lower prices. AAA says overall it's seeing a 2% dip in the cost of domestic travel, and U.S. motorists can expect to pay less for gas. The national average gas price over Labor Day weekend last year was $3.81 per gallon. GasBuddy.com is predicting $3.27 a gallon for Labor Day this year, and people are taking advantage.
People are using their chance in summer to have one last trip at the end of summer.
So where is everyone headed? AAA says top Labor Day destinations are Seattle, Orlando, and Anchorage, Alaska. But travelers are being advised to pack their patience, especially in Seattle, where a cyber attack shut computer systems down Saturday. By Thursday, the airport was still trying to recover.
The biggest impact to passengers has been for those flying internationally and low-volume carriers. These carriers are not able to access our common use online systems during the outage and may still be utilizing manual written boarding passes and luggage checks. This has caused some longer lines for their customers.
Across all U.S. airports, the TSA is expecting an 8.5% increase in passenger volume compared to last year.
Overall, it has just been tremendous to see how many people want to travel.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
In Seattle, officials say they still don't have an estimate for when computer systems will be fully restored.
AAA officials project that Friday is going to be one of the busiest days, not only at airports, but on the roads. Their suggestion is to leave before noon or after 7 p.m. if you're hitting the roads.
Well, severe weather makes its way through the region, damaging winds and rainfall.
Greg has the breakdown up next.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
It never should have happened. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. 6 Wisconsinites mowed down by Darrell Brooks. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend with the very same car. But Brooks was released on $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals, making it easier for criminals like Darrell Brooks to terrorize our communities. Tell Senator Baldwin, violent criminals belong behind bars.
Hot tubs, hot tubs, hot tubs. The Hot Tub and Pool Expo is at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska this Labor Day weekend only. Truckloads of hot tubs from major brands like Hot Spring and Caldera Hot Tubs. Hot tubs as low as $79 a month. 0% financing. Save thousands. End of season savings on all above ground pools starting at $140 a month. Swim spas up to $10,000 off. Saunas starting at $59 a month. Hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and above ground pools up to 40% off. This weekend only at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. SpaExpoLacrosse.com.
It's the final weekend of the huge Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain. Your chance to save on the area's finest furniture. Only at Drury's will you find savings this large on top brands like Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Cannondale, and Eckernes. Plus, special financing is available if your purchase is paid in full within 24 months. We'll even pay for your gas just for shopping at Drury's. But you'll have to hurry. It all ends on Monday. The Labor Day sale this weekend at Drury's in Fountain.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Yeah, we got the severe storms going on right now, or at least the heavy rainfall, but the good news is Friday is actually looking pretty good. Clouds in the morning, more sun in the afternoon, and the great conditions continue through Labor Day weekend. That's the great news. Unfortunately, we still got to get through tonight, which we do have some rain going on, especially I think the threat is more or less flash flooding with rainfall, and it is beginning to push south of I-90 and east of 994, really Black River Falls, down to Toma, those areas eastward. We're going to still see showers and thunderstorms behind this, but it won't be as much intense or severe. But really, to concern, we have already seen some flash flooding and urban flooding, and I think that will continue. This line, as we kind of indicated, is starting to slow down as it gets south of La Crosse. So Crawford County, Vernon County, Viroqua, Westby, down to Prairie du Chien, and eventually Richland County. That is a concern right there for heavy rainfall as it begins to push into the area. Not so much on the wind. We've seen some wind gusts above 40, but I think really the rainfall is, and it's just passed through La Crosse. We do have a flood advisory out for La Crosse because of the heavy rain. We picked up at least an inch, almost 2 inches, and then we still have the flash flood warning out till 11:15 for Winona. Other areas up here will still continue to see it. Eau Claire's continue to see rainfall, but all this is just some light, moderate rainfall. Not expecting any severe stuff behind that, and that's the good news as we go throughout, kind of click through that. Overall, as we push through this area, oops, we don't want to, we're going to go back on there. There we go. We get back to the area by 1 a.m. I think most of this will push at least east of the area. That's the good news. A little bit of the shower activity behind it will begin to fall apart too. So once we get past about 1:32, we'll just probably see cloud cover with a few lingering showers that could continue through the morning commute. Morning commute will probably be cloudy, a few showers here and there, but expect to be fairly quiet. And then up to the north, you'll start seeing some breaks in the cloud as we go throughout the late morning. That clearing will take some time to get eventually south of the area towards La Crosse, but I think we'll start seeing some sun closer to about noon. Notice the winds turning around to the northwest. That means we do have some cooler, drier air beginning to work their way in. And then really for Friday, once we get to the afternoon time frame, really generally clearing skies for everyone. That means we're going to see some fantastic weather going into Friday evening. Less humidity, you'll definitely notice that. Temperatures still very comfortable, but still they'll begin to fall back in the 60s, so no issues for Friday night football. It looks really fantastic weather going on. And that fantastic weather on is going to continue through the weekend. We're going to bump those temperatures up a little bit Saturday, maybe in the low 80s. The humidity level will stay still low. And then as we go throughout Sunday and Monday, we have a little bit of a cold front coming back through, dry, so not expecting precipitation, but the temperatures will probably drop off for Sunday and into Labor Day. We're expecting 70s, maybe some areas up north, upper 60s, so very pleasant. Plenty of sunshine, light winds. You really can't beat these conditions here for Labor Day, and they continue really for all of next week with temperatures staying around seasonable, which should be the upper 70s, near 80, and quiet. And quiet conditions really is the headline as we go throughout next week and even the following weekend too. So we just got to get through the next probably 4 hours for some areas, but just definitely if you're low-lying areas, urban areas, keep in mind with the heavy rainfall, we've already seen some of that street level flooding or flash flooding too.
Top-notch forecast ahead though.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the calm before the football storm. Teams trying to get their games in before some of that inclement weather tonight. Jacob's got the highlights and more next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
This Labor Day weekend only, the Hot Tub and Pool Expo is at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. Endless pools up to $10,000 off. Above ground pools starting at $140 a month. Hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and above ground pools up to 40% off. This weekend only at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
Hot tubs, hot tubs, hot tubs. The Hot Tub and Pool Expo is at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. This Labor Day weekend only. Huge discounts on Hot Spring and Caldera hot tubs. Hot tubs as low as $79 a month. Hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and above ground pools up to 40% off. This weekend only at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska.
We get it. You wake up and almost right away it's cranked up to 11. Work, the kids. But that's where we come in. We're the news you can watch without looking at your TV. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, in back-to-back weeks, the Logan Rangers have avoided the Friday night frenzy. Tonight, though, in action against Wausau East. Logan looking to get to 2-0 after a 1-point win last Thursday. Lumberjacks also hoping to start unbeaten through 2. Pick this one up 35-6 the score in favor of the Rangers, but Davis Winter finds Caden Meverden streaking down the field, and he breaks the tackle to score for the visitors. Next possession, ensuing kickoff, Jackson Bosch with a nice return, showcasing a nifty little spin move right there to set his offense up in a good spot. And they continue to do what they did all game long, and that was move the rock on the ground. Maxime Roberts working all drive long with some tough runs to get into the red zone. And then the big bruising quarterback, Bradley Check, with one of his 4 touchdowns on the night. 207 yards and 4 scores. Just another day at the office for Brad. This one gets called due to weather. 42-13 Rangers win. Elsewhere in lacrosse, Central does finish their game, but they fall 27-14 to Ellsworth. Riverhawks mounting a comeback in the fourth quarter to bring it to 2 possessions, but they fall short in their home opener. Arcadia also in action this evening. The Raiders with their first home game after the death of junior Logan Conrad. Whitehall on the opposing sideline tonight. The opening drive of this one, Raiders' Max Blaschko getting the pitch, and he is making his time count. 20 yards later, Home team moving the sticks. Later in that drive, Arcadia's Carter Wegman with a quick toss to Trey Liga. Check out the grab from the senior. That puts the home team up by 6. Later in the quarter, it worked earlier. Why not try it again? Wegman to Liga. This time the Raider receiver is going to turn on the Jets as he runs by defenders on his way to the end zone. Raiders now up by 12. Closing seconds of the quarter, Whitehall looking to close the gap. Bo Killian barreling by defenders, fighting his way into the end zone. Norse now down by 6. Rain and lightning would roll in and pause this one, and it's postponed now to an unknown later date and time. Elsewhere tonight, in 8-man football, DeSoto throttles Princeton Green Lake on the road, putting up a 50-burger in their first game of the year. What a start to the year for the Pirates. And some college football, Minnesota opening at home right now, hosting North Carolina in Week 1 action. Gophers ahead by 4 points at last check over the Tar Heels. Well, after a couple of unbeaten records at the Great River Sprawl yesterday by Onalaska and Central, the two teams met up for the second time this year in the semis, and Anna prevailed in 3 sets. So the Hilltoppers to the championship game against Cuba City. Defense turning into offense early for the host. Isabella Malachek gets it on the right side and goes cross court for the kill. Then off the free ball for Onalaska. A nice set by Ellie Muscati, and Maddie Wilson is going to pay it off with a big spike that cannot be handled to put the Hilltoppers up by 3. Cubans giving it everything they had as this off the back set. Maya Miskey puts one down to bring her side closer. And a little bit later, never hurts to have a little bit of luck on your side in this sport. That ball is going to ricochet off Finley Walters and go right to Malachek, so that's going to drop over for the point. Onalaska would take the first set, but Cuba City win the next 2, and they are crowned champions. And in the third place game, Central taking on Webster. First set, Leah Schielt was on fire. She's going to get a good pass, and she'll sky for the kill from the middle. That made it 12-7 Riverhawks. And the very next play after, some good defense by both sides. Ball's going to find Schielt again, and despite a touch from the Tiger blocker, the ball falls to the ground to extend the lead to 6. This one would also go 3 sets, some really tight games, but Central gets it done in 3, and they take third place, going 6-1 over the 2 days. All right, lastly, Brewers finishing up their series with San Francisco this afternoon. Bottom 2, the home side strikes first as Garrett Mitchell gets a high fastball, and here's a little teaser for you for what's about to happen. He knows what to do with it. 1-0 Crew. Aaron Savali pitched a dandy today, going 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits and striking out 7. 3-0 in the 4th when Jackson Churio goes the opposite way and rattles one up against the wall. That scores 2. Savali and Aaron Ashby combined for a 2-hit shutout, and the Brewers take the series. That'll do it for sports. More news after this.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run. An event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
Donald Trump's out for control, and he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to give Trump unchecked power, using the Justice Department to seek vengeance, monitoring women's pregnancies, cutting Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans. He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
It's a Labor Day celebration going on right now here at Carl's.
We have hot buys throughout the store.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Buy a Samsung 4-piece kitchen package and get this 55-inch TV free.
All TVs are on sale.
All grills are priced to move. Save up to $900 on Serta iComfort mattresses and up to 70% on in-stock TV stands and consoles. It's a Labor Day celebration going on right now here at Carl's.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
It's Hy-Vee's Labor Day Grill Out Sale this Friday through Monday. Fresh ground beef, just $2.99 a pound. Mouth-watering New York strips, just $5.88. 6-pack bottles of Pepsi products, just $3.48. Party-size Frito-Lay snacks, queso or salsa, just $3.98. Juicy, whole, seedless watermelon, just $2.99 each. And Hy-Vee hamburger or hot dog buns, just $1. Save in-store and online. Friday through Monday, only at Hy-Vee.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run. An event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, a heartwarming story in Kansas City, Missouri. A woman was ready to give up a kidney to save her best friend's life. When she found out she wasn't a match, she agreed to be part of a living kidney donor chain.
Now, donor chains connect willing donors with those who are a match, while someone else makes a donation in return. That's how her best friend was able to find a match and get a life-saving transplant. Chandler Watkins talked to the lifelong friends who are now working to raise awareness about living organ donations.
44 years and counting.
I don't really have many childhood memories that don't include you.
Yeah. That's how long Susan Bruff and April Nesson have been in each other's lives.
We used to fight over rocks when we were kids.
Yeah.
So,
we fought like sisters. When April was put on the kidney transplant list 3 years ago, Susan never had a second thought about donating one of her kidneys to her best friend.
I didn't even really discuss it with my husband. I was like, I hope you're on board with this. He's like, I couldn't be more proud of you for wanting to do this. Thinking that there might be something that happens to her and she's not in my life. That was unbearable just to think about that.
They weren't a match, but there was still a way they could make this work. The University of Kansas Health System asked them about being part of a living donor chain.
And of course, Susan's like, absolutely, whatever's going to get her a kidney, I will do. And the rest is history.
They're part of a chain with 6 other people. They don't know any of them personally, but now feel connected. The experience has Susan and April working to raise awareness about living organ donations.
Doing this for someone that you might never meet, you're still saving their life.
It can save somebody's life and may even create this chain effect where you're saving multiple people's lives.
Reporting in Kansas City, Chandler Watkins.
Now that's best friendship right there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
quite the question asked.
The selfless nature, just to have the willingness to do that. That's really special.
And then help others in return. So good for them.
Yeah.
Inspiring story. Greg, we'll have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices like this 2-piece sectional for just $1,299 after discount. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I'm exhausted and really need help. Shopping for a mattress is just so confusing, and I'm scared I'll choose the wrong one.
Sounds like you've got mattress shopophobia. At Slumberland, we make things easy. Our sleep counselors are here to help guide you to find the best mattress solution. No jargon, just support.
I'd like to sleep on it.
Sure, no pressure here.
No, I'd like to take this home and sleep on it.
Visit Slumberland. Stop stressing and start sleeping. Shop risk-free with our 365-night guarantee.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
It's Home Seasonal Concepts Labor Day Patio Closeout. Get up to 50% off regular prices on porch and patio sets, fire tables, and more. Like this 5-piece patio dining set for just $14.97. The Labor Day Patio Closeout at Home Seasonal Concepts.
We're still watching this line basically from the interchange of 90-94 down to Viroqua and then down to Prairie du Chien begins to push southeast. That line contains some very heavy rainfall, some wind gusts over 40, but the rain threat is big. Everything behind that will begin to decrease likely after 1. We still have the flash flood warning for Winona up to 11:15 p.m. And then for the rest of the time frame, we're looking at conditions definitely will improve as we go throughout the night, 1 a.m. and then the rest of the forecast is very quiet and pleasant. So, but we have to get through tonight. We were short of rainfall, about a 1.87 this month. We got that tonight.
Sure made up for it tonight.
Yeah, we definitely.
Thanks for joining us at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.